people came face to face with something they could not understand. Whether it appeared in a backyard, deep in the woods, or right outside a window. These encounters left behind a chilling terror that will keep you on the edge of your seat. In Mexico, a strange case came to light when a man heard odd noises in the middle of the night. The next day, he checked his CCTV footage and was shocked. A terrifying human-like figure was in his yard. It was thin and tall, pale skin with long hair and glowing eyes. Its face did not look human. As it tried to move closer, the man's pet dog stepped in front of it. The creature kept trying again and again, but the brave dog refused to move. After a while, the figure backed away and ran off into the darkness. Upside down walk. This camper hears strange noises while settling down for the night. Not wind, not animals, just something that feels wrong. He checks anyway, because curiosity usually wins. That's when he sees a pale-skinned woman standing between the trees. Nothing about her seems normal. Then it gets worse. She flips, lands upright, and rushes toward him far too fast. The camper runs and never looks back. All he knows is that whatever it was did not belong there. Brave guy exploration. Exploring the woods at night is never a good idea. Most people know that. But one guy decided to go anyway. Maybe feeling brave. Maybe just curious. Deep inside the trees, a creepy woman suddenly stepped out from the bushes. Her appearance was absolutely terrifying. Gray eyes, strange teeth, and an eerie smile that didn't feel human. She made unsettling noises, clearly trying to scare him away.
¿Con quién vives aquí?
Anyone else would have run instantly, but this guy didn't move. He stood there and kept observing her. The woman kept trying, expecting fear. Eventually, the man calmly walked away. Maybe it was the first time someone wasn't afraid of her.
Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo.
Kid's nightmare. These kids were enjoying a late night at home when something happened that they had only heard about in stories. A creepy, witch-like woman appeared at their window, just standing there and watching them. The kids were shocked as she stared, not moving a muscle. After a while, she finally left, but the memory stayed with them. They never forgot how terrifying it felt to have someone or something just silently observing them, like a shadow from their worst nightmares, right outside their own window. Red Eye Woman. One man was exploring the woods and mistakenly walked deep inside. Then he started hearing strange noises and saw a woman coming toward him. At first, she looked like a normal old woman. That thought disappeared the moment he saw her glowing red eyes. And it wasn't just her eyes. Her face looked terrifying, unnatural, and nothing like a real human. That was the moment he knew he had to leave immediately. He turned around and rushed out of the woods without looking back. Have you ever experienced something like this? Share your story in the comments, and let's see how many likes your story gets. Abandoned hospital. A YouTuber went to explore an abandoned hospital. He had just entered when he saw a strange woman standing at a distance. She was wearing a scary red dress, and the sight alone made him nervous. As he turned back to leave, he saw her again in another room. This time, her face looked terrifying, and she made eerie noises that echoed through the halls. That was enough for him. He escaped the building as fast as he could and never returned. Even later, he said that encounter stayed in his mind, reminding him why some places are better left unexplored at night. Scariest possession. Let's head to Pakistan, where a possession case shocked everyone. A woman was badly possessed, and an Islamic scholar recited verses to try and help her. People around watched as the verses seemed to disturb the demon controlling her. Despite everyone's efforts, the situation took a tragic turn, and she eventually passed away. The incident left the community disturbed. Maybe sometimes even the strongest attempts cannot change a fate that feels beyond control. Old woman mystery. A man once encountered an old woman deep in the woods of Iraq. Her expression felt strange, and nothing about her seemed normal. The way she stared made him uneasy. He sensed the danger and turned back without going any farther. Later, locals said the woman has appeared in those woods for over 100 years. No one knows where she comes from or goes. She shows up suddenly and disappears, keeping people away. Mystery in woods. People who live near forests often hear things they can't explain. A man living alone near the woods outside Savannah, Georgia, experienced this one night. Strange noises came from outside his house, so he stepped out to check. Near the trees, he saw a woman wearing a white shirt. Suddenly, she began walking toward him, her legs moving in an unnatural way. As she got closer, her face looked wrong. Disturbed by what he saw, the man rushed back inside and locked the door. She knocked for a while, then stopped. Soon after, everything went silent, and she calmly walked away into the darkness. Creepy stalker. In a quiet town near Thessaloniki, a man pulled into his driveway late at night after picking up a few last-minute holiday items. Just as he reached for his keys, something near the window caught his eye. A thin figure in torn clothing stood there, its pale face pressed against the glass. Staring inside with wide, empty eyes. The moment it noticed the man watching, it jerked its head toward him and started rushing forward. The camera shook, the clip ended, and no one ever figured out what that strange visitor really was. Theater horror. After the movie ended, everyone left the theater. Only one woman remained sitting there. The staff came over and asked her to leave, but she gave no response. Slowly, she stood up. Her skin looked pale, her hair was white, and her face was mostly covered. She was tall and looked terrifying. Suddenly, she rushed toward the staff, jumping over seats with unnatural speed.
Hey, movie's over, man. Theater's closed, you hear me?
Her long fingers stretched forward as she moved. The staff got scared and ran away. Some later said she looked like a witch. Others believed she was possessed. Whatever it was, that moment stayed with them forever. Demonic ritual. One dark night, a man researching rituals went to the woods hoping there was some secret ceremony. What he stumbled upon felt straight out of a nightmare. Several people stood in a wide circle, whispering in low voices. In the middle, a woman twisted and moved in strange, jerky motions. Behind her stood a tall, shadowy figure with curved horns and a thin, bony body that didn't look human at all. The air felt heavy and wrong. Realizing he was witnessing something he shouldn't, the man slowly stepped back and disappeared into the darkness. Eerie white figure. In the woods of Indonesia, a man was driving late at night when he saw a figure standing by the roadside, dressed in white. The figure didn't move, but its face was terrifying and eerie. Locals say it's the man who lost his life there in an accident. Since then, he appears by the roadside, scaring anyone who passes through. The sight was enough to make the driver uneasy. Maybe some people never leave the spot where their life ended. Scary camping. A family was enjoying a camping trip deep in the woods, laughing and setting up their tents. Everything felt normal until they noticed something behind them. A figure in a white dress was moving slowly, but it didn't look human. Its face wasn't clearly visible, and the way it moved made the family uneasy. Fear quickly spread, and they realized staying any longer wasn't safe. Without waiting, they packed up and left, canceling the camping trip. Abandoned house witch. Let's head to Indonesia. Late one night, a man was walking home when he noticed something strange near an abandoned house. Beside it stood an old tree, and on its branches was a woman wearing a white dress. She moved in a disturbing way, climbing up and down the tree. Her long hair hung loose, her eyes seemed to glow, and the sound she made felt wrong. When he looked closer, her face didn't look human at all. It felt like something from a nightmare. The man got scared, and he quickly changed his path and left the area. Later, locals revealed the truth. Decades ago, a woman lost her life in that house. Since then, she often appears there, guarding the place, never letting anyone come close. Eerie observer. Let's go back to 2005 in Texas, when one local was checking his CCTV cameras when he saw something shocking. A woman standing outside his window, staring straight inside his house.
Santa María, Madre de Dios, ruega por nosotros. Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, líbranos del...
Strange, right? She didn't move at all, just stayed in the same position. Her whole appearance was terrifying, but the thing that stood out most were her eyes. They were the scariest part, glowing and unusual. The man quickly measured his surroundings and checked everything for safety, but the woman never appeared again. But locals say unusual things started happening inside his house, which eventually forced him to move out. Maybe the woman was behind it? Roof mystery. Let's head to Mexico. Near the woods, an old man lived alone. One late night, while returning home from work, he noticed something shocking. A woman was on the roof of his house. She was dressed in white, her face covered by long hair, and her eyes were glowing. She moved in a strange way, almost like a cryptid, walking across the roof slowly. The old man was puzzled, unable to understand what he was seeing. He was sure she had come from the nearby woods. After a few moments, she disappeared, heading back into the trees. After that night, living there no longer felt easy or safe for him. Dark mystery. A video shared on social sites from an unknown source puzzled viewers. In the clip, a woman is seen sitting in her room casually, doing nothing unusual. But with her, a dark woman sitting quietly, her face so shadowed it can't be seen at all. Only her glowing eyes are visible and her face totally dark. As the video spread, people shared different opinions. Some called it a demon, others believed it was a possessed woman. No one knows who uploaded it or where it came from. The mystery remains, and that's what makes it unsettling. Vlog encounter. This vlogger, Kyrie, was casually recording herself at home. Everything felt normal, and she kept talking to the camera like always. But behind her, something strange happened. Another woman appeared at the window, quietly watching her.
Pero desde que me corté el cabello siento que me parezco muchísimo menos a Dua Lipa.
The shocking part was that Kyrie had no idea. She continued recording, completely unaware. Later, when she watched the video, she was stunned. The woman had a pale face and scary gray eyes, just standing there and observing. One thing was clear, this was not a normal woman. After that night, Kyrie stopped vlogging completely and deleted all of her videos, never explaining what really scared her that much.
Y es que muchísima gente me dice que me parezco a la Dua Lipa.
Possessed sister. A guy noticed that his sister had been acting strange for several days. Worried, he went to her and asked what was wrong. That's when the truth showed itself. An eerie smile slowly spread across her face. Her eyes rolled upward. Her face began to change, and her body moved in a disturbing way. It didn't look human anymore. It felt like something else was inside her, controlling her movements. The moment stayed burned in his mind. He was sure of one thing. This was not his sister acting strange. Something dark had taken hold. Witch close encounter. A Mexican guy heard stories about a witch-like woman seen in the woods. People warned him, but he went anyway. He kept recording as he walked deeper inside. Suddenly, she appeared behind him. Her face was terrifying, and an eerie smile made it more unsettling. Anyone else would have run instantly. The man was clearly scared, but he didn't stop recording and kept recording. She stood there silently for a moment, then suddenly disappeared. After that, the man left the woods and never went back. Now tell me, if you were in that situation, what would you do? Body. While driving home late at night, a guy saw something he would probably never forget. In the darkness ahead, a body was floating in the air, slowly moving forward. As he looked closer, he noticed the head was not clearly visible, hidden by deep shadows. The sight felt unreal and deeply disturbing, like something that should not exist in the real world. One thing is certain, he will never choose that road again at night. Shortcut encounter. Taking a shortcut through the woods usually seems harmless, but late at night, it can turn frightening. One man was driving when something suddenly blocked his way. He slowed down and saw a humanoid figure standing in front of the car. It looked thin, with long legs and a pale face that wasn't clear at all. Still, one thing was obvious. This wasn't normal. The figure stayed silent, unmoving. Without thinking twice, the man turned his car around and changed his plan. The shortcut no longer mattered. Getting away from whatever he had seen mattered more. Eerie roadblock. In a deserted area of Iraq, where locals always avoided going at night, one man decided to go anyway. At first, everything seemed quiet, but soon he understood why. In the middle of the road, a strange figure appeared, dressed in red. It moved slowly, crawling toward him, its head twisted backward in an unnatural way. The face looked horrifying, like something straight out of a nightmare. He got scared and immediately turned around, running away. He never returned, knowing some places are too terrifying to visit after dark. Roadside encounter. Have you ever seen something on the roadside late at night that just scared you? Something like that happened to a man once. While driving, he noticed a woman standing by the roadside. Her condition was strange, her expression eerie, and she stared at him in a way that didn't feel normal.
Is it? Slow down, way down, way down. Don't do drugs, kids.
Everything about her seemed off, as if she didn't belong in the world of the living. Feeling uneasy, the man decided it was better to drive away. Probably the safest choice that night. Ritual disturbance. A guy driving along a roadside saw something strange. Several people, completely covered in white, were circling around a fire. He didn't stop and kept driving, hoping to get past quickly. As he passed, the group seemed disturbed. Suddenly, they started chasing him, running toward his car, but he managed to escape. The sight left him nervous and full of questions. What kind of ritual was it, and why was it happening there? Even later, he couldn't stop thinking about the strange scene he had narrowly escaped that night. Mysterious group. In Mexico, a group of friends was heading into the woods for camping when something strange appeared on the road. A group of people, all dressed in white and wearing masks, stood silently, like part of some unknown ritual. Without a word, they slowly moved aside, creating a path for the car to pass. The friends drove through, uneasy, feeling the weight of those silent eyes watching them.
Passa, Thiago, passa, véi. Passa, véi, acelera.
Meu Deus, que é isso, véi?
Something about the way they opened the way didn't feel normal. Even after leaving, the memory stayed with them, a mystery they couldn't explain, as if the woods themselves had hidden secrets they weren't meant to see. Woods mystery. A group of friends in India went into the woods at night, investigating strange, scary noises coming from deep inside. As they moved closer, they saw a woman in a white dress, her face hidden by long hair. Her arms twisted in unnatural ways, but the most unsettling part was her glowing red eyes. She jumped and moved in ways no human should. The friends kept recording everything, capturing every eerie moment. Eventually, she disappeared, and the source of the mysterious noises seemed gone. But a new question arose. Who was she, and what had made her like that? Scariest ritual. A group of YouTubers went into the woods, knowing a secret ritual might be happening, and they were right. An old woman was performing it, but she soon started warning them to leave. She seemed worried about them, trying to push them away, but they didn't listen.
Back up, you don't know what you're doing!
That's when the unthinkable happened. The ritual was disturbed, and a creepy humanoid appeared, possibly the witch. Her face was terrifying, and she jumped toward them. Everyone ran in panic, but one of the friends was captured. He was never saved. Since then, no one has discovered the ritual, the witch, or what happened to their friend. Neighbor. A man newly shifted to the UK heard strange music coming from a neighbor's house late at night. Curious, he went to check. Inside, he saw a dark woman dancing slowly. Her movements were eerie, and her hands looked wrong, with unusually long fingers. She didn't look like a normal person, more like a witch or some unknown humanoid figure. The man felt uneasy and quietly went away. The next day, he checked the house again. It was locked, silent, and empty. Locals later said no one had lived there for years. Even today, the house remains abandoned, with no clear answer about who or what was seen inside that night. Cop nightmare. A police officer in Saudi Arabia was patrolling a deserted area late at night. While driving, he noticed a woman standing alone, dressed in white. Her face was covered, and she looked very old. Something about her felt wrong, and he believed she might be a witch. He stopped and kept observing her from a distance. The officer began reciting verses, hoping she would leave, but she didn't move at all. Instead, she suddenly started chasing his car. Shocked, the officer turned the vehicle around and drove away as fast as he could, deciding that the area was not safe to patrol alone at night. Possessed girl. In Ohio, back in 2021, a family was driving near the woods late at night when something strange happened. A figure appeared near their car. It looked like a young girl, but her face was like a doll's face, stiff and unreal.
Who are you?
Her eyes were dark and empty, not looking real at all. She came closer to the car and started saying something, but the words didn't make sense. The way she spoke and moved felt wrong. The family terrified by what they were seeing. Then they drove away quickly, knowing that staying there even a second longer was not a good idea. Unexpected encounter. Deep inside the woods, an explorer thought he was alone until he noticed movement between the trees. Two small figures stood facing each other. They were about the size of goblins, but far more terrifying. Their pale heads looked most unsettling. The creatures were moving in a strange way. It felt like they knew he was secretly watching. Within seconds, both figures rushed away deep into the woods. The explorer stayed still, unsure what he had just witnessed. Scary creature. One chilling night in Peru, a local family noticed something outside their window. A strange figure stood in the yard with glowing eyes, pale skin, and a body shaped like a human. Yet something about it felt completely wrong. It didn't move or make a sound, just silently stared inside the house. The family stayed frozen, too afraid to even speak. Minutes felt like hours as they kept wondering why it wasn't leaving. Then, without any noise or warning, the figure slowly turned around and walked back into the darkness, disappearing from sight forever. Terrifying creature. A camper resting deep in the forest heard strange noises coming from the darkness. When he stepped closer, he noticed a terrifying creature with red skin and teeth far too big for its face. Most of its body stayed hidden in the shadows, making it look even more like a nightmare. The sight made him stop in shock for a moment. Then survival instincts kicked in, and he quickly turned around and ran back toward his campsite, not daring to look behind. Red monster. A video surfaced on social media from an unknown source, showing something truly terrifying. In a yard, a creature stood silently, its face horrifying, skin red, and teeth sharp and monstrous. It seemed to be watching people secretly, moving just enough to be noticed, but never fully revealing itself. Viewers were split on what it could be. Some called it a demon, others said it looked like a monster from Nightmare. Lucky escape. Late one night in the streets of Antananarivo, a woman rushed toward her home, feeling as if someone was following her. She kept looking back, but the road seemed empty. The next morning, neighbors checked the security cameras and saw something unsettling. A strange figure with tangled hair and hollow eyes was crawling along the street, moving in a stiff, unnatural way. It suddenly dropped flat to the ground, made odd noises, and then slipped out of sight. No one in the area recognized it, and the quiet neighborhood never felt the same again.